Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Welcome to my today's podcast. It's a very special one. I hope our weekend is going beautifully well. If so, thanks be to God. And today is special because it is my birthday. And what I want to share with us today is just my birthday message to everyone, friends, family, well wishers, enemies, far and near, the young, the old. This message is for all of us. Of course, when a man runs alone, we say he's running a race. But when a man runs with God, that G in that grace is God. And when you have God in your race, then you're running on the grace. And a man under grace cannot be disgraced. For any man that dares to disgrace a man under grace ends up disgracing himself. But this thing called grace differs. That is why I want to share with us just a portion of the Bible that we all are conversant with, but from another perspective that most of us have not thought about. Matthew chapter 13 is a very popular chapter, that has a lot of parables in it. From verse 1, we saw a parable, a very popular parable. Here the Bible tells us about a man who went about planting or sowing seeds. Some fell on thorny ground, some on stony ground, some on road path. These ones are not my interest. That is not where we're looking at. We're looking at the one in verse 8. There it says, but other fell into a good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Now, what is my interest in this particular verse 8? Others fell on good ground. Generally, they all fell on good ground. They all fell on good ground. The same ground they all fell on. But what then happened? We have three categories there. Some 100, some 30, some 60. All on a good ground. Why did they not all, bear equal fruits? That is life for you. Life is in stages. And every man has got in him something that makes him or her different. As I celebrate my 33rd birthday, I reminisced over some things and I realized that there are things I have, there are things I have achieved that others far above my age have not. Then I look downwards, I also realize that there are things others far younger than I am have achieved that I have not. So what I'm trying to say, there are things you get, others will not get. There are things others get, you do not get. And if when you understand your own peculiarity, you will stop comparing yourself with others. This man scattered his seed. Let's forget about those ones that fell on favorable ground. This one fell on favorable ground. The same time, the same seed. But they were not carrying the same viability. They were not carrying the same destiny. They were not carrying the same mission. They were not carrying the same vision. So the farmer will not say the one that bore 60-fold is bad. You don't judge a fish by its inability to fly, but rather judge a fish by its inability to swim. So you don't compare yourself. Understand that one thing that influences personality, according to psychology, is environment. Environment is a very strong factor. So as a youth, as an adult, you have not achieved what your neighbor has achieved. Stop comparing yourself with that person, because Ndibo would always say, so there is something you have that your neighbor doesn't have. There is something he is envying you about. There is something he is wishing he had, which you have. Just like that seed, we are all here on earth, but for different purposes. You might have $1 billion in your account, but before God, you're not successful. Like my bishop, and Bishop will always say, His Grace Most Reverend Dr. David Onoha, he would always say, we are called not to be successful, but to be faithful. Our calling is to be faithful, not to be successful. And when you are faithful unto God and unto yourself and man, success will follow. But you cannot enjoy a good success unless you find out your uniqueness. When you come to personality studies, we have what we call individual uniqueness, and that is what every teacher, every person must know, that every individual has his or her own strength and weaknesses. Brethren, you are still at your undergraduate at 40. Don't kill yourself. Take it that is where you ought to be and know why you are there at this particular time. At 25, somebody has PhD. You are still struggling to go to service, not to bother. It's not how far, it's how well. Don't kill it. Don't, because I'm 40, I need to marry, and you jump and you go and carry Jezebel, and you still jump. Listen, what I tell people is the speed you use in jumping into marriage is the same speed you use to jump out of it. Likewise, every other life in the verse. You must take your time. Know if this is where you ought to be. If you come to my stage and play or act on my stage, you will fumble. But when I act on my own stage, my own lines, when you read my book, Descent, every man has his own stage. And as far as you're on a stage, that means you're an actor. And every actor has his or her own lines given to him. So when you're on stage and you are reading another person's line, as far as you are not doing your own lines, no matter how beautiful that acting is, it will not count. You waste your time, you waste your energy, you waste resources, you waste everything. But your line, when performed, will give credibility to that act. Just like in music, they will always tell us that this small thing called ogene is the most important thing. Music people will say that because the ogene will be giving them the rhythm, the tempo of the song, and every other instrument there. But the person playing that ogene will be like, just that is, but he doesn't know the impact it's making in the whole thing there. Find out your small niche. Perfect your small niche. Add your quota to the growth of the society, no matter how little, from that your little corner, you are being felt. Don't jump into another man's shoes. Thank you very much for celebrating my 33rd birthday. You can keep on bringing your gifts, and at least I need 33 gifts. Keep it coming. And please, whatever age or whatever year you are, age, they say it's just a number, but it's not always just a number. Make an impact on every stage you find yourself. It can never be brought back again. Once I am gone beyond 32. What I'll be saying from tomorrow is 33 one day, 33 1 week, and so on until 33 will go, and it will never come back again. So what you fail to do at any stage in your life, you will come to regret. Like Eric and Erickson's theory will tell you, adulthood has got stages, and we have a time of despair. We have a time of integrity. There is a time of retirement, and if you fail to plan well in your youthful stage and adolescent period, your adulthood will be that of regrets and despair. So don't think you can turn back the hands of time. It's not possible. It is now or never. But remember, no go kill yourself because of another person. As I said the other day, pikin where they ride in papa car has no right to brag in the midst of men who are riding their own Okada. The Okada they bought by themselves. That pikin no gets any right to brag in their midst. Be proud of your own Okada. You got it with your money. You're worth it. You're a success. You're not a failure. May God bless our hustle. May God bless our endeavors. Every good thing we lay our hands upon, it shall prosper. And you will not be a disappointment to your generation. You will not be a disappointment to yourself, to your family, and to the kingdom of God. At last, we all shall celebrate in his kingdom. God bless you richly. Until I come your way next time. Thank you.